Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm sitting here in my garage in front of Molly's workbench. That's right, Molly's workbench. There's some tools on here that I know about. Every now and then, she asks for something and I have to bring it to her. But this is mostly her tool bench. And that's because she's the one who does a lot of the fixing of stuff in our house. She actually just recently fixed our washing machine. Just amazing. She's incredible. And I'll tell you, for a number of years, this was kind of intimidating for me. And this was something I felt kind of like, man, am I not a real man? And I wish I was more handy. But I've come to realize God's just made us differently. There's some things that she's really great at that I'm not. There's some things that I'm really great at that she's not. And our job as husband and wife is not to compete with each other, but to complement each other. And we do that as it says in 1 Peter 3, verse 7, live with our wives in an understanding way. So this is a message today mostly for husbands, just like last Friday was largely for wives. But this is mostly for husbands. We're called, husbands, to live with our wives in an understanding way. Now, if you're a wife, you're called to live in a way that can try to help your husband understand you. Don't try to be an enigma. Don't try to be a mystery. Don't try to kind of imagine that he has to crawl inside your brain and read your mind. No. Be understandable. But gentlemen, we have to live with our wives in an understandable way. That means you need to know her and study her and enjoy her. I love marriage books. I think they can be really helpful, give lots of wisdom. The challenge with marriage books is they usually tell you how to love and understand the author's wife. I'm not married to her. I'm married to Molly, and I have to live with her in an understanding way. Now, it says to do that for a couple of really interesting reasons. It says, one, I have to do that since she's an heir with me of the grace of life. In other words, Molly is not some kind of submissive, small servant who just has to kind of get my slippers and robe and newspaper every evening. But no, she's a fellow heir with me of the grace of life, which means that we're brother and sister in Christ. And that matters a lot to God. The other reason we need to live with our wives in an understanding way is it says, so that your prayers may not be hindered. I want God to hear my prayers. I want God to hear me. And here's the thing. If I treat one of his precious daughters, who's an heir of the grace of life, as though she's less than me, as though I'm better than her, if I kind of don't really try to take her heart into account when I live my life and make decisions, then God says, listen, I'm just not going to hear you. So husbands, in these days, when maybe you're around your wife more than normal, live with her in an understanding way. Be patient, be thoughtful, be kind, and God will hear your prayers. There's your daily dose.